I don't want to suck on my boss's titties for the rest of my life, you know. And to do that, to make that a reality where I'm actually independent and leading my own life, and I actually have full creative autonomy and freedom, I'm gonna have to, take ownership of my situation and really fucking grab life by the balls and go after it. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In this video, I want to talk about the importance of taking ownership over your life. I was probably not first introduced, but the book that really opened my mind into this concept is Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. When I first read this book, I was at a really low point in my life. I was basically in I was in the bottom of the barrel, the eye of the storm of POIS symptoms, and in hindsight, holy shit, my emotional state back then was of someone who could have definitely been diagnosed as bipolar. Like, that's how bad my whole emotional system and symptoms in general was back then. And back then I didn't know I had the POIS condition. So I found this book, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, and I was listening to it as an audiobook. I probably heard it from a Joe Rogan episode. And I'm listening to this audiobook while I am doing some work for my dad in the garden. And it was really just connecting to me. You know, at the time, my whole life was just in absolute chaos. This particular audiobook really, it kind of gave me the masculine leadership, you could maybe call it. The guidance to kind of tell me that, hey, everything is going to be all right, but we've got to be the one to fix this. Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, amazing book. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's in a difficult situation, which many of you probably are if you're listening to my videos with POIS symptoms and whatnot. But I kind of just want to, even lately, I find myself becoming a little bit of a victim. This whole victim mindset is very easy to slip into, which is why I've mentioned this concept of taking ownership, taking extreme ownership a few times in my videos, because it's such a powerful concept. And for me, it's the concept that I find it very empowering. I find it it gets me off my ass, and it puts me into a mindset of, all right, let's fucking fix this. Let's go after it. These issues that I have in my life, they're mine alone to solve. Not necessarily doing it alone, but it's your responsibility to fix these issues. So, and recently, I've even found myself, slipping into a bit of a victim mentality, especially over my diet. Like, a lot of the times I just won't eat enough food because I'm on such a restricted diet, and sometimes my appetite is very stubborn, and I can only eat so much fruit until I just get sick of eating fruit, even though I'm getting tired from not eating enough, so and recently I've kind of found myself whinging about that, and this video, I'm not saying it's bad to whinge, even though no one wants to be around a whinger, you're allowed to, you got to acknowledge that the situation is shit. I don't think this concept says that you should not acknowledge a shitty situation, and that you're not allowed to talk to other people about how shitty and how fucked up your situation is. In fact, I encourage that. That's the radical honesty component, the vulnerability stuff, where you open up to other people, and I have definitely found it to be extremely therapeutic and would highly recommend that. But at the same time, if you're just sitting around on your ass whinging about life and you're not actually putting in any work to fix your problems, that's the issue that I think most people would agree upon, that it's not okay. You gotta work towards your work on fixing your problems, because otherwise you're just gonna be fucking miserable forever. So and this whole victim mentality, it's so easy to fall into. It's so easy to create excuses, and I always, I catch myself, every couple of weeks slipping back into that victim mentality around certain areas and challenges in my life. And I've got to kind of pull myself back up and kind of check myself and be like, yo, this is an issue. It's shit, but there's no point whinging about it. And we've got to keep just focusing our mind on tackling a solution and working towards a solution. So I've found that with my diet recently, and then also my career stuff. Lately, I've just realized, man, like this whole 9 to 5 grind. I don't currently work a 9 to 5, but I work in a warehouse 3 days a week, and I'm also doing a degree, a few other things on the side. But I've definitely realized, like, fuck, I ain't doing that shit. No, I'm going to have to carve something out, carve a life purpose out, carve out a business, whatever it is, a YouTube channel, to set up my life where it's actually going to be congruent with the things that I actually care about. Things like financial, time, location, freedom, doing something that I actually love and is actually meaningful, and not some, the way I like to refer to it is, I don't want to suck on my boss's titties for the rest of my life, and to do that, to make that a reality where I'm actually independent and leading my own life, and I actually have full creative autonomy and freedom, I'm gonna have to take ownership of my situation and really fucking grab life by the balls and go after it, and so lately I've just found myself kind of, my mind's veering in that direction, thinking about the whole life purpose stuff, but then I get easily distracted, and then I'm kind of like, yo, like, this isn't okay. If you want to achieve what you want to achieve, you need to get your shit together. You need to implement the systems to actually to get going, to hop on the train. The train has just arrived, and we've got to hop on this fucking train because we don't want to miss it, and so just wanted to kind of share a few of those thoughts. Some of those metaphors are probably very confusing. Extreme ownership, such a powerful concept. What was the third thing that I've recently found myself becoming a bit of a victim? Oh, just in general with POIS and my remaining symptoms and all the testing I've got to get done. So like recently, I just had to buy a heavy metals test, which was, man, it cost me, like, in total maybe about 430 Australian dollars or something ridiculous like that. But it's got to be done. There's no point whinging. Just got to accept it, cop the expense, and move on. And all the functional medicine stuff and buying the probiotics and all this kind of shit. Yeah, it's expensive, man. Like, the other day I went shopping with my parents, and I'm lucky enough that they were able to help me with buying some of my stuff. But I hadn't gone shopping in like 5 years. Like, my shoes, if I had them here, I'd show you. My shoes, I'm the type of person where I wear my shoes in so much to the point where I've just got fucking holes in my shoes, and I'll keep wearing them for like maybe a year through that phase. And so recently I went to buy myself some fresh clothing, and I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, like, the amount of money I've spent on just trying to fix my health. Wow. It's if I put that money into like fashion, holy shit, I'd have so many great clothes and shoes, but I couldn't. You know, I had to put the money into my health, and that's just the path that life and reality gave me. And life isn't perfect, you know, and you've just got to accept the path that life has given you and walk forward and just keep fucking going and take ownership over your situation, accept it, and don't whinge too much, you know. Like, I think it's almost human behavior to whinge, but yeah, you gotta, at the end of the day, no amount of whinging is going to help your situation, you know. So I just wanted to film this video on taking ownership of your life, and just give you a few examples of my own life of where I find myself kind of becoming a bit of a victim. You know, this whole journey it's a day-by-day journey, you know. And yeah, so guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've got some insight about it. I missed a video last week. I think I've just been so involved in life that the priority of making a video kind of slipped away, you know, and that's something I got to improve upon. I really want to take this YouTube channel seriously. All right, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you have, leave a comment, subscribe, whatever, and I will see you in the next video. And if you guys have any video ideas, leave a comment below. I really want to take this YouTube channel stuff more seriously. So last week, yes, I missed the video, like what I was saying before, and yeah, I gotta maintain that priority. And I think that's the most difficult thing with this whole YouTube stuff, is it's just got to be a consistent burn over time, along with the incremental improvement. But the consistent burn is what is most difficult, you know. So that's basically my goal from here on in. Just a one video a week. I'm just going to try and aim for one video a week and go from there. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully I will see you around.